What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing something that I'm pretty sure this is the reason why you want to learn Node in the first place, and that is creating a server. So today we're going to be creating a server using a popular module called Express, still using Node. So let's get right into it. So today is the day we're going to create our own server, and we're going to actually use a module called Express to do that. Express is a module that lets us create our server extremely easy. So you can find their docs, js.node, or I think it's, let me say Express Node and see where we find. Yep, .com, there it is. expressjs.com, and you can find all their, API references here. Express.js, they got a fantastic documentation on how to use Express. But let's get into it. So I made a folder called Express, and what's it called? Navigated inside of it with our terminal, and we're gonna do npm because we do need to install it init since we don't have anything yet. I'm gonna just use the defaults for all these. Now we have a package.json. Now we could install it. So npm I install express -- save. So while this is loading, in here we're gonna actually create a new file called server.js. It's not gonna be our standard app.js this time. It's gonna be server.js, and I'm wondering why this is taking a while. Let me try to do it again. Yes, and let's do, oh boy, that's going to take a while, guys. So I'm gonna get back at you once this is done. Okay, guys, I figured out the problem. The problem is you cannot have a folder called Express with the same module. I mean, you can't have a folder called Express which is the same name as the module we're using, right? So actually, I had to create another file or folder called Node Express, and your package.json has to be Node Express. If you have Express in here, just like this, it'll give you an error. So just rename those kind of things, and everything should be good to go. I did not know that, so now we know. So anyways, now that we have Express here, we're gonna call it, obviously, in our server.js, we're gonna call it out. So const express equals require express. Control save. Sorry, I'm just JavaScript. Here it is. Okay. So const express, require express. Okay. Now we need to create an Express app. The way we do that is we're going to call out a variable called app, and we're going to assign that to Express with a function. Express is a function. It's going to just be assigned to the Express with a function. Empty arguments, empty parameters. There's nothing in there. We're going to be configuring it later on in a different way, not by adding parameters into it. So let's just leave it like that, right? And now we need to just bind it to a port, a port on our machine. Later on, we are going to be deploying this on a real server, so that way people could actually start visiting it. But for now, we're going to just do it on our local machine, and we're the only people that are going to be able to see it. So the way we do that is app dot listen, and we're gonna just assign it a port number. You know, the typical one is 3000, right? And it does take a function for the second parameter, and this one it's optional. You don't need it. The only reason I'm going to add it is because sometimes this takes a while to actually start up the server. So, and this function actually is saying something. It's going to notify us once it's done serving up the server. It's going to notify us, okay, it's done. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to create a function. It takes no parameters, and we're going to just log out. Server is starting on port 3000. Control save. Okay, now we have our basics on actually creating a server. This is why it's so simple to use Express. It's extremely easy. Now we can actually start creating routes or handlers for things that people want to request for. So if they want to request for the home page, we could create a route for that. If they want to request the about page, we could create a handler for that. So how do we do that? Well, it's literally app.get, which is a HTTP method, right? So get, and this actually takes in two parameters. The first one is, what are they getting? Well, we're gonna be creating one for our home page. So they're going to be getting our root page. Our home page is our root, and you describe that with a /. So they're going to be hitting our root page, right? And the second one is actually a function. So I'm going to just create that right now. And this is actually important. The two arguments here are actually extremely important to what Express is. So the first argument is request. No, not require. Request. And then the second one is response. Okay. So request is going to give us back everything that the client or the user is actually requesting from our page. Okay, everything. I'm talking about the headers that they're sending. The what do they want? Where do they want it? You know, where is it at? That's our request. Everything that the client wants is going to be in the request. The response is where we're going to send back to the client. We could send things like HTTP status codes, full on HTML, pages. But for now, we're going to just send back res.send, hello Express. Control save. So now we run this right here, node, and I am going to change this. I'm going to add one more thing to it, but not right now. Node server.js. Throw an error. Why is it throwing an error? Okay, so node server dot. That's, see, this is you see that right there? This is where it's a comma. My file is a comma. I need to rename this to an actual .js. Where is it at? Rename. Where's the rename? Rename it, and it's actually a .js. I had it as a comma. Okay. Now we actually run it. I'm gonna allow access. And right now, as you can see, it's saying server starting on port 3000, and it's hanging. It's not giving us back our, our little blinker, so that way we can start doing. It's hanging there. It's waiting. It's listening to what's gonna happen for someone to actually log on. So, in our browser, we're gonna go to localhost :3000. Hit that and look at this. Hello Express. You just created a route to your home page. I mean, this is how simple Express is, and this is why it's so popular, because it makes everything so simple and so easy to actually do. But now I'm gonna introduce something else to this, right? I'm gonna introduce something else, and I'm gonna use nodemon. All right, nodemon is a module where, you know, in the previous we had to do we every time we wanted to run the application, we would have to do node app.js, and then once it ran, we would have to do it again. Node, you know, that gets tiring after a while. So nodemon actually keeps it in the node process and keeps on executing the file every time we save it. So there's no reason for us to go to the terminal and node and keep on, you know, doing the same thing. It actually does it for us, right? So I'm actually going to show you right now. So npm install. I'm gonna actually use the flag -g. So you're used to seeing me say --save, but this time for me, anyways, I'm gonna just use -g because nodemon is something I'm gonna keep on using on and on for all the applications. So I don't want to store it in this one particular application. I want to store it on my system so that way we could use it on all our projects needed. So I'm gonna just hit that. It's not gonna save it here. It does not. This -g is actually stands for global. So we're actually installing it globally on our machine, so anybody could use it. Okay. So now to actually do, we're gonna do the same thing. So instead of node and then our application, is gonna be nodemon and then our application, which is server.js. And as you can see, and now we actually change in here something like, I'm gonna just delete some of the stuff and then control save and actually run it over here. Hold on. Oh, there it is. See, it actually redoes it again and it executes it over here. So there's no reason for me to actually keep on going over here and keep on typing node.app.js, whatever. Okay, anyways, we're gonna continue on. Like I said, res.send could actually send out more things, right? It could actually send out full JSON objects, right? So I want you to take a quick note. First of all, I'm gonna inspect this, and we're gonna go to our network tab. I'm trying to find it. Performance now. Where's our, oh, here it is, network tab. I'm gonna reload it. I'm gonna click on our root and right here. Okay. It gives us the headers. You can see all the headers that we were using, but there's one thing that I want you to see, this accept, right? So this is actually telling us that we're expecting text and HTML. The reason why is because we did send text, right? But check this out. If I just comment that out and put res.send, and then we're gonna actually send back an object. I'm gonna just say name G, and then likes, and then I'm gonna send another object down there. I'm gonna actually like food, cars, or tech. I'm gonna put tech. I'm gonna just save that for now. And then we actually run it now. If we actually run it now over here, we get food is not, it's because we didn't save it to something, sorry. So food, pizza, and then tech, node. Now if you control save it, sorry about that guys, and refresh it, we're still getting an error, don't know why. Hold on, let me just try to, pizza is not defined. The reason why is because it's not a string. Oh god, dude, I'm losing it today, guys. I'm losing it. There you go. So as you can see, it comes back as the JSON object. And if you go back to our network tab and you click on it, you can actually see down here, see content type, application JSON, where last time it was actually text and HTML. Sorry about this. This is not the right one. It was actually content type. So let me explain to you right now. Content type is JSON. If I go back to using the text, you'll see it run as content type, text, HTML. You see that? So we could actually pass in just text or HTML. Matter of fact, if I just do H1 right here, and I'm not gonna go over HTML. I'm pretty sure mostly all of you know what HTML is. If you don't, it's pretty easy to learn. See that? So it's pretty cool, guys. We actually created our first thing, right? And we're gonna create another route. We're gonna create another route, and it's gonna be our about page. So how do you do that? It's literally, again, app.get parentheses. Remember, first one is the URL they want to hit. So the root and then about. The second one is what do we want to send back to them. So we're going to take response and request. And this time I'm just gonna copy this, and I'm gonna just say hello. I'm gonna just say about page right here. About page. Control save. Now nothing's changed because we're still in our root, but if we actually go to the slash about page, res.send is not a function because we flipped this around. It's res right here. Now we actually do it about page because we're in the about. If we go back again to our root hello express, we go forward to our about page. So guys, this is pretty much everything you need to know about Express. I mean, not everything. I'm just playing around, guys. There's a lot more we could do with Express. Actually, we're gonna do a little bit more now. So we're gonna actually create a public folder, and this public folder is going to contain all of our HTMLs, all of our CSS, and all of our images. Everything that you want the public to actually see, which is the HTML, the CSS that provided for the HTML, and our images. All those things that you want the public to see is going to be stored in our public folder. Anything else is not going to be stored, like authenticating our users to come in and out, you know, using our API keys, those kind of things you do not want people to see, so it's going to be outside of the public folder. So inside of our Node.js, we're going to create a new folder called public. And inside this public folder, we're actually going to create an HTML, so a new file called, I'm going to just call it help.html. In this HTML, we're actually going to create a whole HTML template, right? So I'm going to just do doc type, and you should know this, guys. If you don't, then please, please just look up some HTML tutorials. And if you want me to create an HTML tutorial, give me a comment down in the section saying that you want me to create HTML. I would think it would be nice, but I don't know, guys. Just let me know. There are a lot of great HTML tutorials out there. So you should know this already. The title, help page, body. I'm gonna do an H1, a simple H1, the help page, and we're gonna give it a paragraph, some text here. Control save. Now, how do we actually pass this HTML back into our server, right? Well, we need to tell our server that we want to start serving up some static pages or static information that we want to actually, you know, we don't want to create different routes for every HTML element in here, right? Because that would be a pain in the rear to actually do. It would be an extreme pain creating a route for the help page and then creating a route for your about, your home, whatever. It'll be annoying. Because remember, guys, this /about, you're not going to have your HTML, all of your HTML about this one about page, you know, written here. You're not going to have the whole skeleton and then all your HTML elements in here. No, you're going to create a file, an HTML file, and have it there, and then serve it up here. Okay, but how do we do that? How do we do that? Well, we need to tell Express that we want to use this public as our static folder, meaning that the public can see it. So how do we do that? App.use and express dot static, and in here we need to tell it where it's actually located. So it's actually located, you could actually use two underscore dir name, which is going to give us this folder right here, and then we're going to just add in plus / public because it's in the public. So now that you know how this actually tells Express this public folder is going to be served up anywhere anybody could visit. So now if you actually go back to your HTML and actually type in / help.html, you'll see your HTML page here. Okay, guys, and this is great. Now we can actually start creating routers or handlers for those HTML files and push them into here. Instead of actually running our HTML here, we're going to create a file with our HTML elements and then serve it up here. So I'm gonna leave it at that, guys, and next time we're gonna actually start rendering templates, HTML templates with dynamic data. So it's not gonna be just static, right? It's gonna be dynamic, and we're gonna actually show how to render HTML templates from here, from this public all the way in here. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Please stay tuned for the next video. So consider subscribing if you haven't, like or dislike, and comment down below on what you want me to actually, do you actually want me to create an HTML video tutorial and CSS video tutorial? Yeah, guys, any feedback is very appreciative, so I would actually appreciate anything. So thank you so much, guys, for watching, and well, that's it. Thanks so much. See you in the next video.